Josh Allen, the Bills, as they try to keep their chance alive, that number one seed. You see Uncle Herm here with us on the desk. Briscoe and Ease with you. Sunday night game, Cowboys season, but intrigue as it relates to the NFC South with the Buccaneers.
Right, because the Bucs and the Falcons, they are with the potential at the end of this one to be knotted up. And both teams, the only way they can get into the playoffs is to, well, win the division. Baker Mayfield and company taking on Micah. 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Cowboys. Early in the fourth, it's now 26-17. Mayfield drops back. Donovan Wilson all over him. Then the ball comes out. Mayfield ruled down after review. He lands hard on the turf. Head also on the ground. He checked for a concussion, but cleared. And this is when it all starts to fall apart. First play, Mayfield for Falcons.
So, Herm, as we were sitting here watching the game, you were like, if Tampa gets the ball back, they're going to go down, kick a field goal, and score. The very first play, they get another turnover by a defensive player who ripped it away from the offensive player. As a coach, how are you absorbing that right now?
If you're the Tampa Bay sideline?
If you're Todd Bowles.
You're sick. This is a game that basically you should win. You're a better football team than the Dallas Cowboys. And I understand you go on the road, but you're playing to play in the playoffs right now. And you know your margin of error is not very good.
Right.
And now you put yourself in a position where not only do you have to win the rest of the games that you play, these next two, you got to hope some teams lose for you to get back in this. You just found yourself out of the playoffs. Going into this, you had a chance to be in the playoffs, but now you find yourself out of the playoffs.
And that last play specifically, it felt like a turnover was going to happen.
Waiting to happen from either day. Exactly.
He's going to throw a pick, and then ends up being a fumble anyway.
Yeah, and it's this is a bad loss. There's no doubt about it. To play the Cowboys on the road, I get it. The Cowboys very competitive today. Cowboys had nothing to lose. They were playing just free. We got nothing to lose. We're not going anywhere. Guess what? This loss could come back to Tampa Bay.
But by that credit, you have to give them credit because they.
We knock these guys out. They might be like us. They'd be watching playoffs at home too. That's satisfying.
Some wins late in the season. What do the Cowboys take from this? Because we've seen the frustrations on the sidelines. We have seen Micah Parsons walk off the field before zeros at times.
And you know what? Their record. It feels as their record should be worse than what it is. Quite honestly.
It does.
Correct. That their coach still has their attention, and they have not quit on their coach. That's something to say about Mike McCarthy, the way he's coaching this football. And their defense is, their defense today, I mean, they stood up and played. They got out of it. Tampa almost came back to get out of it, but they did not.
And those two turnovers, again, they ripped turnovers away from the offensive player. All right, so the Bucs and the Falcons are now tied for the division lead, although Atlanta holds the tiebreaker. They both have 2 games remaining. Who is the best team in the NFC South, and who's going to win the thing? How about that? I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, you putting me on the spot? I'm going to say, let me look at this list. Who we got? I get to choose the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Atlanta Falcons, the Saints. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons.
You think they're the better team?
Even with Penix as the quarterback.
Yeah, I like the way they played today.
A little energy.
And remember, the Falcons beat them twice.
That's right.
Right. The Falcons are 4-1 in the division.
So they got that. If the Falcons win out, they win the NFC South and they're going to the playoffs.
Done.
That's it.
Game over.
They don't need any help.
Okay. Go Christmas shopping. Early.
We are stepping aside once again because it's Sunday and this is what we do. We're stepping aside. We'll be back after SVP, who has much more on the Sunday Night Football game.
Yeah, Herm's going to be back. We got Tim Council back. And Tiger's son did something today he'd never done before, and the whole world got to see it.
Yeah, which is very cool.
It was kind of cool.
Wait, how old was Tiger when Tiger did?
He was 8 years old when Tiger did it. Charlie was 15. That's a tease if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It's not.
But how's The Rock if you haven't? A total lie.
It's true.
That's like when your wife tells you she is fine.
Oh, that's totally a lie.
Exactly, because if you believe I'm fine, then the Eagles are totally fine too. Eagles and the Commanders. Okay, plenty of time to respond for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels. This connection is fantastic. Terry McLaurin comes down with it, and that is a score. Commanders go into the break down, but only down 21-14, because that led to this. Daniels, Olamide Zaccheaus. That makes it a one-score game. That's also touchdown number 1 for Daniels in the fourth quarter, and yes, we need to keep count. Well, makes it 33-28, gives the ball back to Daniels inside the 2-minute warning. Daniels to McLaurin, who gets it to the Philly 35, 2 of them. Then with 10 seconds left, no timeouts for the Commanders. Daniels, Jamison Crowder. That is the 3rd touchdown pass in the fourth quarter, the 5th of the game. Oh, by the way, the Commanders beat the Eagles 36-33.
that's what you live for. If you really love this sport, you live for those big time moments where it comes down to the end. Everything's to get you back against the wall. How will you respond?
Remember, the first quarter must have felt like it damn near took an hour, and I said, "Man, we're just starting the second quarter, fellas," and it just felt like, it went terrible at the start. But I thought, hey, hang in there and let's go from here.
Do you feel they keyed on you a little bit more after Jalen went down?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it don't really matter. It's like that every week. He's our starting quarterback. Everything that we do is kind of and what he's able to do. And the reason why we've been super successful. But at the end of the day, Kenny came in and did a really good job. We just didn't get the job done.
They did not get the job done against this man, Daniels, who is now the first rookie in NFL history with multiple go-ahead passing touchdowns in the final 30 seconds of regulation. Because, Yves, let's not forget that Hail Mary Week 8 against the Bears.
All right, Uncle Herm with us here. And look, we're going to talk about the Eagles and the Jalen Hurts situation enough. But let's talk about these Commanders for a second and what they did that was so impressive in your eyes against this Eagle squad who had a nice little win streak going.
Well, had a nice win streak going, 10 wins. And don't forget this, they were the #1 defense in the National Football League, only giving up 17 points a game. And going into this game, playing Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders, who they had beaten previously by 8 points, and it got into the fourth quarter. They outscored them. Washington outscored Philadelphia 22-6. 22-6.
That ain't good.
Against the #1 defense. We understand Jalen Hurts got hurt. We understand that Pickett comes in. They're just trying to, run the football. No.